A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us tonight on the evening review. My name is Toiwan Jabela. Tonight on the platform we are joined by Chief Rick Kukuri. He is chairperson of the Okanjode Chiefs Assembly on Genocide, and the Assembly issued a statement this year in light of today's commemoration of the Genocide Remembrance Day. Of course, putting out some statements about what ought to have been happening as far as that dark chapter in the history of Namibia is concerned. Thank you, Chief, for making time. You are most welcome. Maybe you can just, for those who are coming across the Okanjode Chiefs Assembly on Genocide, that forum, what forum is it?
That is the forum of chiefs, and the name Okanjode, it is where we establish it.
Okay.
Because we called the chiefs together,
Yeah.
and those who were interested, they came.
Okay.
And up to now we have about 8 chiefs
Okay.
who are members of that forum.
Okay. And by chiefs, what do we mean? These are people ruling over certain jurisdictions within the Ovaherero areas, or?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, wonderful. Now, one of the things that you have said in this statement, which I thought was quite a strong statement in a good way, is the emphasis on business unusual, because that is the language of President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah in terms of how she rallies her government. And you think, as an assembly, you also think that the approach to this subject must be business unusual. If you can expound on what you mean by that.
Well, business unusual is that, the issue of genocide comes a long way.
Yeah.
And we're talking about 1904, 1908. And even before that, there were also attempts. But anyway, the major kind of battles that is actually happened during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, we are saying that in terms of, you sound in this statement as if you're not satisfied with the trajectory that this matter has taken, and that you want things to be done a bit differently. How differently do you want things to be done going forward?
I think the difference, how differently we want to see it, this issue comes a long way.
Yeah.
And we cannot come just to repeat the same thing all over and over.
Yeah.
We must bring the issue to a conclusion.
Yeah.
And therefore, there cannot be usual business as usual, which of course, as I said, I mean, it happened sometime when we have engaged the government, but of course, it was before the time of it used to be my colleague, Her Excellency, the President, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. So, yes, she was interesting in her approach to us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the impression we got. And that's why we said, well, look, there were other presidents before her, and we think, and I think in terms of also her own kind of thinking or her own exposure, is that, well, we cannot just continue the same kind of thing all over and over and over.
Yeah.
If we start something, we must bring it to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is maybe that's how I understood it. And
Yeah. Government would say most likely that they share the same sentiment as far as the conclusion of, as far as concluding this matter is concerned. But the government seems to be worlds apart with the descendants of the victim of genocide, insofar as particularly the joint declaration and its content is concerned, because it has been described as a joke, it has been widely dismissed. That conclusion will be reached how under such circumstances?
Well, as I say, we have to become serious about what we are doing.
Yeah.
Because if we are talking about genocide, it is about people
Yeah.
who have been robbed of their possessions, killed, and all sorts of things done to them.
Yeah.
Some of them end up in exile, whether it is in neighboring countries like Botswana, South Africa, and so on and so forth. And others were even exported elsewhere. We have some records to say that I remember when I was in Cameroon, there were people whose surnames sounded like the people here.
Yeah.
And they say, but how come? Of course, they were slave traders or who took them there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that happened. It is not just there, but I mean, if you look at the world which we know, and Africa in particular, I mean, all these atrocities were committed. Whether it is by the Germans or the British or the Italians, the French, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we come a long way with this.
Yeah.
And then the people, of course, some of them, they are no more with us. And we want to see that somehow in our lifetime, we bring this matter to a close.
Yeah.
And I think it is in the interest of our country, Namibia, for which some of us, and I think we even were involved in the liberation struggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, one of the key issues, the issues of contention, Mr. Kukuri, is the quantum that is contained in that joint declaration. People are saying that really it can never, it's a non-starter. Is that your view too, or are you part of those who say, look, because I've seen some other people saying, look, it's a huge symbolic win for the affected communities to have made that breakthrough, and therefore, because you really can't put a price on human life, that is victory in itself. What is your take? Quantum is enough, or we must renegotiate this whole thing?
Well, the quantum is, I think, there have been submissions on even the revision of the quantum we are talking about.
Yeah.
And I think it is, the way I understood is that the current government really want to bring this matter to a close, and we can look at the quantum together.
Yeah.
And say what is doable under the circumstances.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you should be serious about that. That is really the issue.
Yeah. One of the major concerns at the moment, my chief, is that the new conservative government in Germany doesn't seem to be having appetite for this subject. I'm told, as a matter of fact, that there hasn't been any conversation at all around this matter since this new government in Germany took over. Where does that leave us now as a people here? Because we ought to be speaking to someone who's speaking back to us.
Yes. Well, it is interesting to us also to say that the current government of Germany seem to be not at ease with that, because they benefited from the colonization. Today, as you know, maybe you have a farm, but 70% of the land is not even owned by the indigenous people. And in this case, you are talking about even the youngsters who have to make effort to bring about, even we are talking about food self-sufficiency. How do you do that if you don't have even land? That's the sort of thing.
Yeah.
You don't have your possession you have been robbed off or ripped off, and now how do you expect of those people to be satisfied with whatever the quantum they are talking about. The quantum they are talking about is actually about development aid. But this is not. We are not talking about development aid. It's always it's a preference. It's what those countries want because in return for something, we know you give something and in return for something. But in this case, we are talking about the quantum in terms of we lost people. We lost possessions. And our people ended up actually in diaspora. They want to come back, but what is for them here? And so will the German government be happy that we somehow now demand immediately from the what do you call these absentee landlords and so on, that they should actually quit? What are they doing here? So, but we don't want to go to those extent. We want to say, well, look, we are people. But as people, we also want that we should be treated like people, and not because we are black. And these are maybe one people, and therefore the color is important. You know what happened to Israel? The Israeli question. When Hitler actually almost extermination order, but the survivors, the descendants, they benefited, and they are still benefiting today.
They continue to benefit.
So why not Africa? Why not Namibia?
Absolutely.
Is that because of the color? What is this?
Absolutely.
So I don't know what they have in mind. I mean, the current government. Why they do not even say, look, let's review the quantum. If you say it's 1.1 and we say, that's not fair, because what can you do? Because I mean, we cannot dispossess the people who are here. We don't want to do that. But we have a willing buyer, willing seller thing. That sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So that's why we really think that perhaps we should really get serious, and we cannot just continue. And that's why the whole thing of business unusual. And I thought my former colleague, and of course now being the head of state, of course want to see some progress, so that in our lifetime we bring this matter to a close. For the youngsters, for generations to come. That's why we are also emphasizing, and in government, which we are happy, trying to pull the youth into production.
I understand.
And getting them, the necessary training, etc., all the opportunities, and so on.
Absolutely. Now let's just continue. The statement says that the assembly met with the president in March. Was it to push the same message to her? What was the nature of the meeting? How did it go?
No, the message of the meeting, of course, she came into power. And we thought, well, look, I think this is the time to discuss these outstanding issues which have former colleagues or whatever could actually not finalize. And and I think that is with that in mind that we thought, well, look, we have to bring a close to this chapter. We cannot just continue. And the president, I think, was also interesting in her pronouncement. She's there. It will be not the usual kind of thing. We have to look at things differently, and so that people could be happy and then could move forward, in their daily life.
The president, of course, I remember in the State of the Nation address this year, she essentially, of course, paraphrasing, but she said if the Germans think that this matter has been settled, they are grossly mistaken. In other words, government seems to still have the energy and the vigor to continue with the subject. The other thing is there's been issues around how the commemorative events of this year have been arranged. We know now that there's an event in Oshinene, in Omaheke, there's an event in Ludrets, which is Karas region. It's a joint event between Karas and Harda. There's one in Nerongo, and then there's one in Oshikoto. Those are the ones that come to mind. I think, as a matter of fact, there's another one in Kavango East, because I saw the governor there saying that they're going to display on a huge screen some sort of documentaries that speak to what transpired. I have seen some people complaining last week or so that the event should have been just one national event at one place. What is your take there?
Yeah, I think last year this event was at one place.
Yeah.
It was here in Windhoek in Commerce, right? But I think, and I think that's what also government thought. Well, look, when we had that event, how many people could come here?
Yeah.
Huh? From all over, because this to us is an event which, or the genocide is an event which affected many people.
Yes.
You know, and they don't live near Windhoek and Commerce for that matter. So the idea of taking, this event to where the people are, I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
Reach the people.
The decentralization.
Yeah, decentralization, which is, I mean, to me, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
But I think maybe, of course, in this decentralization, because maybe this is the first attempt.
Yeah.
Because we also wanted to see that the locals there, in that region, they should also partake, not as bystanders on just listening to good speeches, but also to partake and discuss issues of common concern.
Absolutely. Yeah, look, it's not my place, but I think that, I mean, we've seen it also with independence, the celebrations of independence this year. They were also arranged in the same way. And the thinking was exactly the same, to say, look, this idea of governors hopping into cars and they burn fuel all the way to Windhoek, and the people in the regions are just left to watch on TV or listen on radio what's happening. Why not bring the events closer to the people? And I think for genocide, and I need your comment on this one, Chief, we know who are the affected communities. But if we nurture an attitude that says, oh, it's a Herero and Nama thing, and me, I'm from Zambezi, and therefore I'm not affected, that would be wrong. You want to inculcate into the people a sense of solidarity, even for those that were not affected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's absolutely.
Yeah.
Because if we are talking about one Namibia, one nation,
Yeah.
I mean, what happened during the genocide, of course, it was maybe not everywhere, but I mean, people were also spread all over, so that you can find people up, say, for example, in Oshakati.
Yeah.
They are Namibians. They could be Herero speaking or Nama speaking or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
But of course, they are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh? Do you leave them out just like that? No. I think it's all an inclusive kind of attempt, so that you reach the people and they should know what is being tried, by government and by us as chiefs, and to make a better life, so to speak, a better Namibia, a one Namibia, so that sort of thing. And that is why I think the idea of also taking it to the regions where normally we would say you don't find the Namas, for example, in Zambezi. But you'll find them, because there is nothing which can ban you from putting up business there, that sort of thing. So I think with that kind of thinking, I think it's a good idea that we should reach the people.
Yeah.
It's not propaganda. If it's not propaganda, then the people also want to have their input and raise questions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, do they have to come to Windhoek, as you have said? Huh? Take a little bus from there, which costs a lot of money. And they're also taxpayers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because when you go to the shop and buy things there, you pay tax.
Accommodation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
One of the thorny issues as far as this matter is concerned is the perceived, or maybe they are real, notion that that the negotiating teams are not inclusive enough, or even the suggestion that the government altogether must step aside and allow the affected communities to be the ones in front of these negotiations. And we have heard the Germans saying in the past that they only do state-to-state negotiations. How must this thing be concluded? Who must lead those final chapters of this issue?
You see, we have a government, a Namibian government.
Yeah.
And the government we are looking after the government. They should look after the people. And I think for that matter, the affected community, of course, they want to be part of the negotiation. You know, it cannot be business, good business, if we are not necessarily actually basically also included in this. Government can facilitate when we are negotiating with the Germans. That is nothing. I think there's nothing. I would say foolish or whatever the case might be. Why do we have a government? But I think we want also to be party to that final negotiations with these perpetrators, or not necessarily them directly, but
their forefathers.
Their forefather, foremother, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, I understand that. Let's spend. I forgot to inform my viewers that Rick Kukuri here used to be a deputy minister of finance in the 90s, and what have you been up to since then? When did you leave government?
I left government in 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I went to also open up my horizon to make a better contribution to my country, and I ended up actually at the African Development Bank.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I spent 3 years outside, also to interact with other people and see how other people are living.
Absolutely.
Because those are opportunities. You know, you travel all over the world, so to speak.
Yeah.
And you can link up. And I think, to me, it was a very good opportunity. And so coming back, I say, well, look, let me use the experience, not necessarily getting involved in day-to-day things, but what I have seen, what other people are doing, whether it is related to agriculture or value addition, whether you are talking about maybe we are a rich mineral, rich country, value addition.
Absolutely.
We don't want also just to see, I would say, those who have benefited from colonialism or whatever, to carry on, just benefit like that. We want our people to get also experience, they get training, and then they also partake in value addition in that value chain kind of thing. Absolutely. And we can end up actually exporting not raw material, but we will export finished goods, which is actually of good value.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then we can say Toivo can get maybe double the salary he's getting today.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's it. But
Absolutely.
I think that's really what to me is very, very, very important.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, Chief, thank you for coming. We appreciate your time. We will tap from your wisdom along the way as it becomes necessary, but thank you for coming today.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, that is Chief Rick Kukuri, who is, of course, chairperson of the Okanjode Chief Chief Assembly on Genocide, gracing our platform today just to talk about the commemorative events of this sad episode of our history. Thank you for watching.